Hello everyone, welcome back to our video lesson series for English File 4th edition Intermediate. Whether you're learning English for work, for travel, or just for the fun of it, this course is designed to help you build your confidence and improve your fluency. And today we're diving into Unit 9, Part B. It's called Digital Detox. What does digital detox mean? Detox is short for detoxification, removing harmful substances from your body. A digital detox means taking a break from technology. No phones, no computers, no screens, just real life. In today's world, most of us spend hours every day looking at screens. Is that good? Bad? A bit of both? Today, we'll explore these questions. Here is what you will do in this lesson. First, vocabulary. You will learn the names of common electronic devices like charger, router, and mouse. You will also learn phrasal verbs we use with technology. For example, plug it in, switch it off, and turn it down. Then pronunciation. You will practice how to link words together, so your speech sounds more natural. For example, instead of saying switch it off as 3 separate words, you link them, switch it off. This is how native speakers really talk. Then, Part 2, listening and speaking, understanding attitude. You will listen to a journalist named Anna. She went on a 3-day digital detox course. No technology at all. No phone, no computer, no social media. Your task is to decide. Does she feel positive or negative about different moments in her experience? Then you will discuss your own technology habits. Could you survive 3 days without your phone? Next, grammar, quantifiers. You will learn how to talk about how much or how many. You will study words like a lot of, too much, not enough, and a few. For example, I spend too much time on my phone. I have a few apps that I really use. I don't get enough sleep because I scroll before bed. You will complete sentences and then decide if they're true for you. Part 4, pronunciation. O-U-G-H and A-U-G-H. In this short part, you will learn the different sounds these letters make. You will practice words like enough, caught, though, and love. You will group them by sound and practice saying them correctly. Part 5, reading and speaking, understanding technical language. You will read an article called 11 Ways to Tidy Up Your Digital Life. The article gives practical tips for emails, files, and apps. You will complete the tips with verbs like delete, update, and unsubscribe. You will also learn new words with the prefix un. For example, unfriend or uninstall. Finally, you will choose the best tips for you and explain why. And finally, Part 6, writing. You'll write a short magazine article. The title is Smartphones Essential for Modern Life. First, you will read an example article about Wikipedia and correct the mistakes in it. Then you will plan and write your own article about the good and bad sides of smartphones. You will learn useful phrases to organize your ideas, to show advantages, disadvantages, and your own opinion. Okay, that's the plan. Lots of useful vocabulary, real listening practice, important grammar, and a chance to write. But most of all, this lesson is about something we all struggle with: our relationship with technology. Let's get started. Part 1, vocabulary and pronunciation, electronic devices. Activity A, talk about your devices. First, think about your own technology. How many phones, tablets, or laptops do you have? Which one do you use every day? Take a moment to answer these 2 questions. You can say your answers out loud or just think about them. How many devices do you have with screens? Which one do you use the most? And speaking of me, there are 2 devices which I have with screens: my computer and my phone. I don't have any tablets, I don't have a TV set at home, so yeah, I live happily without a TV. I think I use my computer the most because I work on it. What about you? Can you answer these two questions? Activity B. Learn the words. Now you will learn 13 words for electronic devices. An adapter, a charger, a keyboard, a memory stick, a mouse, a plug, a printer, a remote control, a router, a socket, a speaker, a switch, a USB cable. Oh, look at the photos and match each word to the correct picture. Say the words out loud as you match them. This will help your memory. Then check and learn this vocabulary.
(9.9) 2,
An adapter.
4,
A charger.
5,
A keyboard.
1,
A memory stick.
13,
A mouse.
6,
A plug.
8,
A printer.
10,
A remote control.
3,
A router.
11,
A socket.
9,
A speaker.
7,
A switch.
12,
A USB cable.
Activity D. Match the actions to the phrasal verbs. Read sentences 1 to 10. Each sentence describes an action with technology. Your job is to match each sentence to a phrasal verb from A to J. For example, I pressed the off button matches with I switched it off. So take your time and try to find the correct match for all 10. Then check and learn.
(9.10) 1, H,
I changed the heating from 20 degrees to 18 degrees. I turned it down.
2, F,
I disconnected my printer from the computer. I unplugged it.
3, D,
I made the volume on the TV louder. I turned it up.
4, A,
I pressed the off button on the TV. I switched it off.
5, G,
I programmed the alarm on my phone for 7:30. I set it.
6. I.
I put my phone charger into a socket. I plugged it in.
7. J.
I pressed the on button on my laptop. I switched it on.
8. C.
I got the latest version of an app. I updated it.
9. E.
I put antivirus software on my computer. I installed it.
10. B.
I removed a photo I didn't like. I deleted it.
Right now, practice saying these phrases. This time, try to link them and copy what the speakers in the audio say.
9.11. A.
I switched it off.
B.
I deleted it.
C.
I updated it.
D.
I turned it up.
E.
I installed it.
F.
I unplugged it.
G.
I set it.
H.
I turned it down.
I.
I plugged it in.
J.
I switched it on.
Let's read this. Separable phrasal verbs. Remember that many phrasal verbs are separable. The object can go between the verb and particle. For example, switch the TV on, or after the particle, for example, switch on the TV. However, if the object is a pronoun, it must go between the verb and particle. For example, switch it on, and we can't say switch on it. Look, it's complicated, I know. Actually, we worked with this on the pre-intermediate lesson 34, 10b. It was called Early Birds. Check the link for this lesson in the description if you want to revise this. Speaking practice. It's time to use what you learned. Answer the 5 questions below. Give reasons for your answers. For example, do you prefer wireless mouse? Why do you think you have too many remote controls? Try to speak in full sentences. This is your chance to practice a new vocabulary and phrasal verbs in a real conversation. Let me say something first. Listen to my answers and then it's your turn. Okay, question 1. Do you prefer to use a keyboard with or without a mouse? Do you prefer a wireless mouse? I prefer to use a keyboard with a mouse. I don't understand people who work on their laptops using only a touchpad. It's so inconvenient, actually. And speaking of mice, I prefer a cabled one, with a cable. You can call me a dinosaur, but I hate things that need batteries. You have to change them or charge everything. It's much better to just plug in a cable and forget about it. Question 2. Do you normally listen to music with headphones or with a speaker? It depends. At home, of course, I use speakers, especially when I exercise. The sound is better. It fills the room. But outside, I used to use headphones a lot. Now I'm thinking about buying an MP3 player, but I'm not sure. Maybe I don't need one anymore. Most people just use their phones. Okay, question 3. How many remote controls do you have? Do you think you have too many? None. 0. We don't have any remote controls. No TV, no air conditioning, no complicated sound system. So, no remotes. Okay, question 4. How many pins do plugs in your country have? Do you need a travel adapter if you go abroad? I think it's 2 pins. That's the standard here. And yes, of course, you need a travel adapter if you go abroad. Different countries have different plugs. You can't just force your plug into a different socket. It won't fit and it won't work. Question 5. In your house, do you usually agree about what the temperature should be? Or is someone always turning the heating or air conditioning up and down? Whoa, it's complicated. We can't turn the heating up or down, it can't be regulated. No, and there is no air conditioning in my flat, so we don't have those problems. But we never agree on what the temperature should be when it comes to opening and closing windows. I prefer cold. I like it when everything is open, fresh air, breeze. However, my wife gets cold very quickly. She prefers when everything is closed and warm, like really warm. That's why I sometimes suffer in summer, because I can't open the window. For me, it's always too hot. For her, it's always too cold. But somehow, we manage to live happily together. That's what matters, actually. Okay, now it's your turn. Answer these 5 questions for yourself. Pause the video, say your answers out loud, and give reasons. And don't forget to try to use a new vocabulary, like plug it in, switch it on, turn it up, charge it up, wireless, cabled, adapter, remote control, and so on. So, good luck! Part 2. Listening and Speaking. Here we are talking about our relationship with technology and whether we need to take a break from it. Let's begin with a simple question. Are you addicted to your phone? Do you think you are addicted to your phone? How many times in 1 hour do you look at it? And what do you usually check? Messages, social media, or something else? Think about your own habits. You can say your answers again out loud or just answer in your head, but let me go first. Speaking for myself, I think I am addicted to my phone because I can't live without it. I can't imagine a day without it. I check it many times. I look at messages, read the news, things like that. But the thing is, I don't actually feel bad about it. For example, if I need to do something urgent, I won't get distracted by my phone. I only use it when I need a short break, just a minute or two. However, when it comes to leisure time, to free time, I think there is a problem. Using my phone so much makes me makes me less concentrated and less focused. I can feel the negative influence. Luckily, I still do many things that require focus, like writing, reading, analyzing, and creating. These activities help me find a balance between being a brainless phone user and a person who can work when necessary. Something like that. Well, what about you? Are you addicted to your phone? How many times an hour do you check it? Try to answer these questions. Activity B. Now you will read a short article about digital detox in the UK. It has some interesting facts and new vocabulary. After you read, discuss these 3 questions. 1. What does digital detox mean? 2. Do you think phone stacking is a good idea? Do you and your friends ever do it? And 3. What does unplug mean in the 3rd paragraph? Do you have periods in the day or during the week when you unplug? Do you enjoy life more when you're unplugged? Take your time. These words are very useful for the rest of the lesson. Less time online. Millions of Britons take digital detox. Taking a break from technology is on the rise. According to a recent study by Ofcom, the UK Office of Communications, more and more young people are phone-taking when they go out for a coffee or a meal, putting their phones in the middle of the table and agreeing not to look at them. The first person who looks at their phone pays the bill. 34% of internet users have taken a break from their device in the last 12 months. This break was usually for no more than a day, though some people took a break of a week or even a month. The under 25s are most likely to unplug. Feedback from these digital detoxers is very positive. 33% said they got more done in their lives when they weren't online, and 21% said they enjoyed life more. Only 8% found the experience stressful. Okay, let's take a look. Digital detox. Actually, it's a period of time when you stop using electronic devices like phones and computers, or kind of start using them less. On the rise, just for a case, it's increasing, becoming more popular. Phone stacking. It's when a group of people put their phones in a pile, and the first person to touch theirs pays the bill. And unplug, to disconnect from technology, to stop using digital devices. And another word, feedback, opinions or comments about an experience, just for a case. But okay, by the way, speaking of this question, do you think phone stacking is a good idea? Do you and your friends ever do it? We never do this. I mean, nowadays it's just good manners. When you go out, you try to pay attention to the people you're with. You don't have to set up additional challenges. For me personally, it's weird. And speaking of this question, number 3, do you have periods in the day or during the week when you unplug? I don't think I have such periods. Do you enjoy life more when you're unplugged? Actually, no. I have never thought of this actually. But I think I will do something of this sort in the future, but for now, I think it's not necessary. Yes, I'm talking like an addicted person, actually, but I can't live without my phone. But at least I'm honest. Okay, I'm just kidding, so let's move on. Activity C, listen for attitude. You will now hear 5 short sentences. They were said by a journalist named Anna McGee. She went on a 3-day digital detox course. Listen carefully. For each sentence, decide if your feeling is positive or negative. This is called listening for attitude. Do not worry about understanding every word. Focus on the feeling.
9.12. 1,
Suddenly I felt cut off and panicky.
2,
We had lots of conversations with real-life humans.
3,
I slept really well for the first time in months.
4,
I felt really disconnected and lonely.
5,
I really noticed the beauty of the countryside.
Okay, let's check it. Sentence 1. Suddenly I felt cut off and panicky. It's negative, of course. Cut off and panicky are negative emotions. She felt isolated and worried. 2. We had lots of conversations with real-life humans. Positive. Lots of conversations and real-life humans suggest connection and enjoyment. 3. I slept really well for the first time in months. Positive, of course. Sleeping well is a good thing. For the first time in months shows improvement. Sentence 4. I felt really disconnected and lonely. Of course, it's negative. Disconnected and lonely are strong negative feelings. And finally, I really noticed the beauty of the countryside. It's positive. Notice the beauty shows appreciation and a calm, positive mind. Okay, let's move on. Activity D. Listen for overall opinion. Now you will listen to the full radio interview with Anna. This time, do not focus on small details. Just answer one big question. On the whole, was your experience positive or negative? That means, in general, did she feel good about it or bad about it? Listen for her final opinion.
9.13.
Technology addiction is real, and it's creating mental health problems all over the world. According to a recent survey, 1 in 3 UK adults is so addicted to their phone that they regularly check it in the middle of the night. So it's no surprise that the idea of a digital detox is growing in popularity. But what is it actually like to go on one? Time to Log Off is an organisation which runs 3-day digital detoxes in an old country house in Dorset in the southwest of England. People who go on them are not allowed to use digital devices at all for 3 days. Journalist Anna McGee felt she was addicted to her smartphone. So when she read about the detoxes, she decided to go on one.
When I arrived, the first thing I discovered was that there was no mobile phone coverage, so I couldn't cheat even if I wanted to. Suddenly, I felt cut off and panicky. What if something happened to my husband? What if something terrible happened in the world? There were 8 other people on the detox with me. At 6 p.m, we met in the living room and handed in our devices, our phones or tablets or whatever. People looked scared. I was worried there were going to be lots of lectures on psychology, things like that, but no. Instead, there was yoga and walks through the countryside where we picked fruit and had lots of conversations with real-life humans. The first night, I slept really well for the first time in months. But it wasn't always easy. The second evening without my phone, I felt really disconnected and lonely. At yoga that night, I burst into tears, and I felt awful not being able to call a friend. But by the third and final day, I'd changed. When we went on our walk, I really noticed the beauty of the countryside, and I was able to sit still on the sofa, reading a book for nearly half an hour without losing concentration. I started colouring in pictures in books. I was even eating more slowly, in a more relaxed way. At lunchtime the next day, we got our devices back and said goodbye. When I finally managed to get coverage, I hungrily checked my phone for messages, likes, comments, news, but nothing had really happened. I managed the whole 2-hour train journey back without checking my phone again, just noticing the countryside instead. It's now 3 weeks since I went on the detox, and though I can't quite believe it, I've managed to control my use of technology. I have 1 full day unplugged each week, on Saturdays, and I feel incredibly rested on Sundays as a result. I don't do email after 8 p.m, and that really helps me to sleep. I know they're tiny steps, but I feel that I've changed. When I'm chatting to friends, I feel that I'm much more present. I'm really focusing on them and not getting distracted by my phone. And I find that when I have a break, instead of wanting to scroll through Twitter or check WhatsApp, what I really want is real-life conversation.
And the answer is positive. Why? At the end of the interview, Anna says, I have managed to control my use of technology. I feel incredibly rested. I feel that I've changed. I'm much more present. These are all positive results. Even though she had difficult moments, her final feelings are clearly positive. Activity E. This time you will listen for specific information. Read sentences 1 to 8. Some are true, some are false. Your job is to mark true or false. If a sentence is false, you must correct it. You must say why it's false. This is a common exam task, so pay attention to the exact words you hear. First of all, let's read these sentences. 1. A quarter of UK adults check their phones in the middle of the night. 2. When Anna arrived at the house in Dorset, she felt very nervous. 3. The activities were not exactly what she was expecting. 4. The second day of the detox was easier than the first. 5. By the third day, her ability to concentrate had improved. 6. On her train journey home, she spent the time checking her phone. 7. Since the detox, her weekends and evenings are technology-free. 8. She enjoys her friends' company more than she used to. Okay, listen to the audio and mark the sentences true or false.
9.13.
Technology addiction is real, and it's creating mental health problems all over the world. According to a recent survey, 1 in 3 UK adults is so addicted to their phone that they regularly check it in the middle of the night. So it's no surprise that the idea of a digital detox is growing in popularity. But what is it actually like to go on one? Time to Log Off is an organisation which runs 3-day digital detoxes in an old country house in Dorset in the southwest of England. People who go on them are not allowed to use digital devices at all for 3 days. Journalist Anna McGee felt she was addicted to her smartphone. So when she read about the detoxes, she decided to go on one.
When I arrived, the first thing I discovered was that there was no mobile phone coverage, so I couldn't cheat even if I wanted to. Suddenly I felt cut off and panicky. What if something happened to my husband? What if something terrible happened in the world? There were 8 other people on the detox with me. At 6 p.m, we met in the living room and handed in our devices, our phones or tablets or whatever. People looked scared. I was worried there were going to be lots of lectures on psychology, things like that, but no. Instead, there was yoga and walks through the countryside where we picked fruit and had lots of conversations with real-life humans. The first night, I slept really well for the first time in months. But it wasn't always easy. The second evening without my phone, I felt really disconnected and lonely. At yoga that night, I burst into tears, and I felt awful not being able to call a friend. But by the third and final day, I'd changed. When we went on our walk, I really noticed the beauty of the countryside, and I was able to sit still on the sofa, reading a book for nearly half an hour without losing concentration. I started colouring in pictures in books. I was even eating more slowly, in a more relaxed way. At lunchtime the next day, we got our devices back and said goodbye. When I finally managed to get coverage, I hungrily checked my phone for messages, likes, comments, news, but nothing had really happened. I managed the whole 2-hour train journey back without checking my phone again, just noticing the countryside instead. It's now 3 weeks since I went on the detox, and though I can't quite believe it, I've managed to control my use of technology. I have 1 full day unplugged each week, on Saturdays, and I feel incredibly rested on Sundays as a result. I don't do email after 8 p.m, and that really helps me to sleep. I know they're tiny steps, but I feel that I've changed. When I'm chatting to friends, I feel that I'm much more present. I'm really focusing on them and not getting distracted by my phone. And I find that when I have a break, instead of wanting to scroll through Twitter or check WhatsApp, what I really want is real-life conversation.
And now let's see the answers. Sentence 1, it's false, because she says, according to a recent survey, 1 in 3 UK adults is so addicted to their phone that they regularly check it in the middle of the night. So 1 in 3 UK adults is 33%, not a quarter, which is 25%. Oh, it could be complicated, but I hope you're okay with this sentence. But it's false. 2. It's true. She says, suddenly I felt cut off and panicky, and people looked scared. Number 3. It's true. She says, I was worried there were going to be lots of lectures on psychology, things like that. But no, instead there was yoga and walks and other activities. 4. It's false. She says, the second evening without my phone, I felt really disconnected and lonely. At yoga that night, I burst into tears. So, correction, the second day was harder than the first. 5. It's true. She says, I was able to sit still on the sofa, reading a book for nearly half an hour without losing concentration. 6. She says, I managed the whole 2-hour train journey back without checking my phone again. So, correction, she did not check her phone on the train. 7. It's false. She says, I have 1 full day unplugged each week, on Saturdays, and I don't do email after 8 p.m. So you see, she's technology-free on Saturdays, not all weekend. It's too harsh. Evenings are email-free after 8 p.m., but not completely technology-free. And finally, 8. It's true. She says, when I'm chatting to friends, I feel that I'm much more present. I'm really focusing on them and not getting distracted by my phone. Something like that. Activity F. Finally, it's your turn to speak. Discuss these 3 questions with yourself. I'm sorry, not with a partner. Use your own experience and opinions. 1. If you went on a digital detox course, what do you think you would miss the most? How would you feel? 2. Do you think digital detoxes are a good idea or a stupid idea? Do you think it's really necessary to take a break from technology? And 3. Have you been without the internet or phone coverage recently? Why? Did you miss it? Try to give reasons for your answers. This is your chance to use a new vocabulary in a real conversation. But let me go first. So, number 1. If you went on a digital detox course, what do you think you would miss the most? How would you feel? I can't say that I would miss something in particular. It totally depends on what I was going to do there. I think I would feel pretty okay if I set a goal. For example, read some books, write something, or develop an idea, and then just focused on it. In that case, I probably wouldn't miss any technology at all. 2. Do you think digital detoxes are a good idea or a stupid idea? Do you think it's really necessary to take a break from technology? For me personally, it's a stupid idea. I mean, for me. For some people, it might be a very rational thing to do, especially if they feel some negative influence from technology. But I think it's more important to learn how to live in harmony with technology. For example, control the amount of time you spend online, not because you're trying to detox, but because you have important things to do. And number 3, have you been without the internet or phone coverage recently? Why did you miss it? Actually, yes, I have. There was 1 week when my internet provider went down completely. It didn't work for about a week. And during that time, I just wrote a lot of scripts for lessons. Of course, I missed it, mainly because I lost money. In a way, it was a holiday for me, but since I couldn't give lessons online, I lost quite a lot. And honestly, I didn't notice any kind of increase in my productivity when it came to making videos without the internet. Something like that. Now, your turn. What about you? Pause the video, answer the 3 questions, give reasons, use the new vocabulary. Good luck! Now listen to the audio one more time, read the script, and then I'm going to translate it.
9.13.
Technology addiction is real, and it's creating mental health problems all over the world. According to a recent survey, 1 in 3 UK adults is so addicted to their phone that they regularly check it in the middle of the night. So it's no surprise that the idea of a digital detox is growing in popularity. But what is it actually like to go on one? Time to Log Off is an organisation which runs 3-day digital detoxes in an old country house in Dorset in the southwest of England. People who go on them are not allowed to use digital devices at all for 3 days. Journalist Anna McGee felt she was addicted to her smartphone. So when she read about the detoxes, she decided to go on one.
When I arrived, the first thing I discovered was that there was no mobile phone coverage, so I couldn't cheat even if I wanted to. Suddenly I felt cut off and panicky. What if something happened to my husband? What if something terrible happened in the world? There were 8 other people on the detox with me. At 6 p.m, we met in the living room and handed in our devices, our phones or tablets or whatever. People looked scared. I was worried there were going to be lots of lectures on psychology, things like that, but no. Instead, there was yoga and walks through the countryside where we picked fruit and had lots of conversations with real-life humans. The first night, I slept really well for the first time in months. But it wasn't always easy. The second evening without my phone, I felt really disconnected and lonely. At yoga that night, I burst into tears, and I felt awful not being able to call a friend. But by the third and final day, I'd changed. When we went on our walk, I really noticed the beauty of the countryside, and I was able to sit still on the sofa, reading a book for nearly half an hour without losing concentration. I started colouring in pictures in books. I was even eating more slowly, in a more relaxed way. At lunchtime the next day, we got our devices back and said goodbye. When I finally managed to get coverage, I hungrily checked my phone for messages, likes, comments, news, but nothing had really happened. I managed the whole 2-hour train journey back without checking my phone again, just noticing the countryside instead. It's now 3 weeks since I went on the detox, and though I can't quite believe it, I've managed to control my use of technology. I have 1 full day unplugged each week, on Saturdays, and I feel incredibly rested on Sundays as a result. I don't do email after 8 p.m, and that really helps me to sleep. I know they're tiny steps, but I feel that I've changed. When I'm chatting to friends, I feel that I'm much more present. I'm really focusing on them and not getting distracted by my phone. And I find that when I have a break, instead of wanting to scroll through Twitter or check WhatsApp, what I really want is real-life conversation.
Итак, начнем переводить. Слово addiction – это зависимость, причем физическая, то есть зависимость от технологий реально. И это создает, Так, проблемы с ментальным здоровьем или как, проблемы с головой можно перевести. Пусть будет проблемы с ментальным здоровьем. All over the world, по всему миру. Ссылаясь на последние исследования, да, вот эти слова могут быть неизвестны, да? According to, ссылаясь, recent, недавнее, survey, это скорее не исследование, а опрос. Да, точнее, на последний опрос. One in three, то есть 1 из 3, то есть 33%, 1 из 3 взрослых в Великобритании так зависим от своего телефона, что они регулярно проверяют это даже in the middle of the night, то есть просыпаясь в середине ночи. Поэтому это неудивительно, что идея вот этого вот цифрового детокса is growing in popularity, то есть популярность этой идеи растет. Grow — это расти, popularity, понятно. Но что вообще... but what is it actually like to go on one? Что это за вопрос такой? Каково это будет, то есть каково это ощущается и каково это будет, если, собственно, пройти этот цифровой детокс? Итак, time to log off — это у нас название организации, которая, то есть, получается, runs, управляет 3-дневными цифровыми детоксами в стареньком загородном доме в Дорсете на юго-западе Англии. Люди, которые, получается, ходят на такие детоксы, им не разрешается, they are not allowed, им не разрешается использовать цифровые девайсы вообще целые 3 дня. Так, дальше. Журналистка Анна Маги почувствовала, что она была, что она была зависима от своего смартфона, зависима от своего смартфона, поэтому, когда она прочитала про детоксы, она решила, сходить на один. Так, и вот она начинает рассказ. Когда я туда приехала, первой вещью, которую я обнаружила, было то, что там не было, мобильной связи. То есть, имеется в виду, связь была недоступна. Поэтому я не смогла бы жульничать, даже если я хотела бы. Внезапно я почувствовал cut off. Cut off — это имеется в виду отрезанный от мира, и паники, паника у нее наступила. Что, если что-нибудь случилось с моим мужем? Что, если что-нибудь ужасное случилось в мире? Дальше. Там было еще 8 других людей на этом детоксе со мной, и в 6 часов вечера мы встретились в гостиной комнате, и, получается, сдали, handed in, это, соответственно, сдали наши девайсы, наши телефоны или планшеты или что угодно. Люди выглядели напуганным. Я была обеспокоена, что... То есть, they were going to be, это то, что там будет много лекций по психологии, и вещи типа такого. Но нет. Вместо этого, то есть, вместо этого, там была йога и прогулки через загородную местность, где мы собирали фрукты и, имели много разговоров с реальными людьми, real life humans, то есть в реальной жизни с реальными людьми. Первую ночь я спала очень хорошо. За первое время, уже месяцы такого не случалось. То есть за первое время аж месяцами. Но это не всегда было легко. А вот на втором вечере без моего телефона я почувствовал себя отключенной и одинокой. Том вечером на йоге I burst into tears, то есть я разразилась слезами, то есть расплакалась, и я почувствовал ужасно, что не могу позвонить подруге или другу. Но, получается, на 3-й и финальный день, или последний день, я поменялась. Когда мы пошли, получается, when we went on our walk, когда мы пошли на прогулку, я реально заметила красоту загородной местности. И я была способна сидеть, sit still, это сидеть неподвижно, или просто сидеть сфокусировавшись на диване, читая книгу около полчаса, не теряя концентрацию. Я стала раскрашивать картинки в книгах. Я была даже... I was even eating more slowly. Я даже кушала более медленно и более расслабленно. Дальше, в обеденное время на следующий день, мы получили наши девайсы назад и сказали «прощайте». Когда я наконец-то смогла get coverage, то есть имеется в виду, когда телефонная связь появилась, я hungrily, то есть жадно, можно так перевести, но это как голодно, жадно проверяла мой телефон сообщения по типу комменты, новости. Но ничего реально не случилось. И я сумела, получается, целое 2-часовое путешествие на поезде. То есть, да, я сумела, умудрилась, целое 2-часовое поездное путешествие назад без проверяния моего телефона снова. Это слишком дословный перевод, но я стараюсь просто, чтобы со словами совпадало. Так, просто замечая загородную местность вместо этого. Дальше вот такой абзац. И теперь 3 недели спустя или 3 недели с того момента, как я сходила на этот детокс, и though I can't quite believe it, и хотя и мне даже не верится, я все-таки смогла контролировать свое использование технологий. У меня есть один полный день, то есть unplugged, когда имеется в виду, она не использует ничего, каждую неделю по субботам, и я чувствую себя невероятно отдохнувшей по воскресеньям. Ну, as a result, то есть как результат. Я не занимаюсь своими имейлами после 8 вечера, то есть не отвечаю на письма, и это помогает мне заснуть. Я знаю, это очень tiny steps, то есть крошечные шаги, но я чувствую, что я изменилась. И когда я, получается, чатюсь или разговариваю с подругами, я чувствую, что... нет, здесь у нас чатинг, это именно разговариваю. Да, слово чат, иногда возникает эта ловушка. Вообще чат — это болтать, общаться. Это не про интернет-чаты. То есть, когда я болтаю со своими подругами, я чувствую, что я более, то есть, как бы присутствую, то есть не отвлекаюсь. Present — это как present, точнее, здесь. Это как более в моменте, в настоящем. Я реально сконцентрируюсь на них и, получается, не отвлекаюсь на свой телефон. Я нахожу, что когда у меня есть перерыв, вместо того, чтобы хотеть скроллить Twitter или проверять WhatsApp, what I really want, что я реально хочу, is real life conversation, то есть разговор в реальной жизни. То есть вот такая вот аудиозапись. Ну что ж, надеюсь, стало чуточки понятнее. Давайте двигаться дальше. Part 3. Grammar Quantifiers. Activity A. Think and predict. Now you are going to practice grammar. You will see 6 sentences about technology and digital habits, but some words are missing. Your job is simple. Read each sentence and try to guess what the missing words are. Do not write anything yet, just think and discuss with yourself. For example, in sentence 1, maybe the missing words are a lot, but is that correct? You will find out soon. This is a good strategy. Guessing first helps your brain prepare for the correct answer. Activity B. Listen and check. Now listen to the audio. It will give you the complete sentences. As you listen, write the missing words in the gaps. After the audio finishes, check your answers. Did you guess correctly? If you made a mistake, that's fine. Just correct your answer and learn the right one. Pay attention to the grammar. These are all quantifiers, words we use to talk about quantity, like a lot of, too much, not enough, and a few. You will study these more in the next part of the lesson.
9.14. 1,
I used to have a lot of different gadgets, but now I use my phone for almost everything.
2,
I'd like to have a better computer, but I don't have enough money to buy one right now.
3,
I spend too much time online. I think I need a digital detox.
4,
I have a lot of friends on Facebook, but only a few of them are close friends.
5,
I never watch TV or films on my phone because the screen isn't big enough.
6,
I like Apple products, but I can't afford them. I think they're too expensive.
9.14. 1,
I used to have a lot of different gadgets, but now I use my phone for almost everything.
2,
I'd like to have a better computer, but I don't have enough money to buy one right now.
3,
I spend too much time online. I think I need a digital detox.
4,
I have a lot of friends on Facebook, but only a few of them are close friends.
5,
I never watch TV or films on my phone because the screen isn't big enough.
6,
I like Apple products, but I can't afford them. I think they're too expensive.
Quantifiers. That's a lot. First, listen to the examples. Actually, if you have done previous courses with me, these words aren't new for you. However, this time they are all together mixed. Okay, let's go to the examples.
9.15. 1,
My daughter has a lot of apps on her phone.
Nina has lots of clothes.
I've been there loads of times.
2,
James eats a lot.
3,
There aren't many cafes near here.
Do you have many close friends?
Do you watch much TV?
I don't eat much chocolate.
4,
Don't run. We have plenty of time.
9.16. 1,
Do you want some more ice cream?
Just a little.
The town only has a few cinemas.
2,
I'm so busy that I have very little time for myself.
Sarah isn't popular and she has very few friends.
3,
I have less free time than I used to have.
There are fewer flights in the winter than in the summer.
9.17. 1,
I don't like this city. It's too big and it's too noisy.
You're speaking too quietly. I can't hear you.
2,
There's too much traffic and too much noise.
There are too many tourists and too many cars.
3,
There aren't enough parks and there aren't enough trees.
The buses aren't frequent enough.
The buses don't run frequently enough.
9.18. 1,
There isn't any milk in the fridge. We don't have any eggs.
2,
There's no milk in the fridge. We have no eggs.
3,
How many eggs do we have?
None. I've used them all.
Okay, speaking of the rules, quantifiers, large quantities. We use a lot of or lots of in positive sentences. We can also use loads of, but it's more informal. So actually use kind of all three options. Number 2, we use a lot when there is no noun. He talks a lot, she drinks a lot, we sing a lot, and so on. But you can't say he talks a lot of. Number 3, much, many are normally used in negative sentences and questions, but a lot of can also be used, so it's okay. And 4, we use plenty of in positive sentences. It means more than enough. Don't run, we have plenty of time, so it's a lot. Speaking of small quantities, we use little plus uncountable nouns, few plus plural countable nouns, a little and a few, kind of some, but not a lot. Very little and very few, not much, not many. And the comparative of little is less and the comparative of few is fewer. So less free time, fewer flights. Okay, more or less than you need or want. We use too plus adjective for adverb. Too big, too noisy. We use too much plus uncountable nouns and too many plus plural countable nouns. Too much traffic, too much noise, too many tourists, too many cars. And we use enough or not enough before a noun. For example, not enough eggs or enough eggs, enough milk. And after an adjective, it isn't big enough. Or an adverb, you aren't walking fast enough. And finally, zero quantity. We use any plus uncountable or plural noun for zero quantity with a negative verb. Isn't any milk, there isn't any milk, we don't have any eggs. And we use no plus uncountable or plural noun with a positive verb. And we use none without a noun in short answers. How many eggs do we have? None. I've used them all. Okay, here we go again. Now, I think let's read some additional notes about quantifiers. I hope it will help you understand more. Okay, what we've got. Common mistakes and confusing moments. 1. A lot of versus a lot. Very common mistake. You see, correct. She has a lot of friends, but you don't say she has a lot friends. No. He talks a lot, but you don't say he talks a lot of. Also no. I eat a lot of rice, but don't say I eat rice a lot of. So remember, use a lot of plus noun like friends, for example, or rice, and a lot of water, a lot of people, and use a lot alone, so no noun, like verb plus a lot. Like, you see, talk a lot, drink a lot, sing a lot, and so on. Next is much and many. When can you use them in positive sentences? The rule says much, many are normally used in negatives and questions, but in formal or written English you can use them in positive sentences. Possible, kind of formal. Many people believe in climate change, or much has been said about the problem. Avoid in everyday speech. You know, kind of I have much money, say I have a lot of money. She has many books, say she has a lot of books. So actually, a lot of is just preferable in positive sentences. Next, a little, a few versus very little, very few, big meaning difference. Let's start with a little. It means some. Positive. I have a little time, I can help you. So I have some time, I have little time. But very little, almost none, negative. I have very little time, I can't help. So no time. You see, a little time, positive. Very little time, kind of negative, don't have it. And the same thing with a few and very few, but there is only one difference. It's for kind of plural nouns or countable nouns. A few. He has a few friends, he's not lonely, so that's good for him, he has a few friends. Very few, almost none, negative. He has very few friends, he is lonely. So common mistake. I have a little money, so I can't buy anything. No, that's strange. If you say I have a little money, you mean that actually you have some. So I have very little money, so I can't buy anything. This one is correct because very little or just little money means you don't have much or you don't have any. Next is 4. Enough. Position changes everything. Pattern. Enough plus noun. We have enough chairs. Again, enough before nouns. Adjective plus enough. This coffee isn't hot enough, but after adjectives. And adverb plus enough. She didn't run fast enough. So enough is after adverbs. So common mistakes. We don't have chairs enough. That's weird. We don't have enough chairs. That's the correct option. Or it isn't enough hot. No, no, no. You say it isn't hot enough. There are 3 patterns. Try to memorize them. Next, to plus adjective versus too much, many plus noun. Oh, that's important. So you use to plus adjective and nothing more. Like the bag is too heavy. You don't need to say not too much heavy or too many heavy. No, just the bag is too heavy. But too much plus uncountable nouns, there is too much sugar. And too many plus countable, there are too many cars. So mistake to avoid, there are too much people. You see, that's strange. No, there are too many people because we use countable with too many. People are countable. 1 person, 2 people. 6. Any, no, none, confusing, 0 quantity. So correct, I don't have any money. Incorrect, I don't have no money, it's double negative. In English, it's a red flag. I have no money, it's okay, you can say so, but you can't say I have no any money. That's strange. And how many tickets? None. How many tickets? No one. No, don't use this word here. So you use noun, none, meaning not one, not any, used alone, no noun. Just one word without any extra words. No plus noun, like I have no money, I have no milk, I have no friends. And any plus negative verb. I don't have any. I don't have any questions. I don't have any friends. I don't have any time. So something like that. Next is fewer versus less. Fewer plus countable. Fewer apples. Fewer people. So incorrect, less apples. Less plus uncountable. Less sugar, less time. So actually, less people, it's considered to be incorrect, but you can use it in informal English. So it's kind of a common thing, less people, but still try to use fewer people. But, okay, I've already said it. Next, quick practice, confusing pairs, choose the correct option. So let me do it and explain you something here. I have a little or a few good friends, maybe 3 or 4. You see, friends, it's a countable noun, so it will be a few. Oh, no, red isn't a good color to show that this is correct version. Okay, let's do it like this. She eats a lot or she eats a lot of pasta. You see, it's a noun, and with nouns we use a lot of. Next, this shirt isn't enough big, isn't big enough. Enough comes after adjectives. So, kind of big enough. There are too much or too many apps on my phone. App, apps, countable noun, so it's too many. And finally, we don't have no milk left, we don't have any milk left. No double negative. You can't say don't have no double negative. So you use any here. We don't have any milk left. Okay, now it's time to practice. Let's move on to this section of exercises. Now I'm going to translate these rules for my Russian-speaking audience. If you don't need this part, skip it and go straight to the grammar exercises. Теперь быстренько прочтем. Так, я уже это упоминал, но скажу и здесь, что эти слова-то, по сути, вам все должны быть знакомы. Мы работали отдельно с большими количествами, мы работали отдельно с маленькими, отдельно с enough и to в этом курсе про intermediate и zero тоже. Просто здесь они все собраны воедино. Так, quantifiers, то есть количественные слова, большие количества. Мы используем a lot of или lots of в утвердительных предложениях, и мы также можем использовать loads of, но это более неформально. То есть, по сути, в утвердительных предложениях, чтобы сказать много, можете использовать a lot of, можете использовать lots of, а можете использовать loads of times, чтобы что-то подчеркнуть. Но это как бы звучит более неформально, как куча. То есть, я был здесь кучу раз. Как бы, звучит плюс-минус так. Дальше, по поводу a lot. Видите, в чем дело? Он у нас стоит где? В основном после этих глаголов. То есть после него нет никакого продолжения там из существительных. То есть, например, он разговаривает много. He talks a lot. Здесь вы уже не используете a lot of, потому что a lot of требует какого-то существительного. Например, a lot of amps, a lot of clothes и так далее. Это используем после прилагательных, заговариваюсь, после глаголов. То есть eat a lot, sleep a lot, and so on. Так, по поводу much, many, ну, здесь написано, что у нас? Они у нас обычно используются в отрицательных предложениях и вопросительных. Но если хотите, можете использовать a lot of, то есть здесь ничего такого. Просто предпочтительнее в отрицаниях и вопросах использовать many, much. То есть вот она. There aren't many cafes near here. Do you have many close friends? Do you watch much TV? I don't eat much chocolate. Соответственно, здесь как-то так. Но, опять же, помните, что исчисляемые у нас идет с many, то есть то, что мы можем посчитать, неисчисляемые у нас идет с much. Только единственное, я не очень люблю вот это вот различать их. Можно посчитать, нельзя посчитать, там люди начинают путаться. Дело в том, что у исчисляемых слов есть форма множественного числа. Cafe, cafes, friend, friends. Соответственно, мы с ними используем many. А у much нет этой формы. Вот есть TV, и все. Так, есть chocolate, и все. То есть никаких chocolates, ну, только если это не отдельное слово, шоколадные конфеты. Да, по поводу того, что на самом деле эта вещь в каких-то местах бывает субъективна, то есть здесь как-то лучше следовать интуиции, можно так сказать. Так, ну со временем это приходит, исчисляемые и неисчисляемые. Так, по поводу plenty of, хорошая фраза обозначает более чем достаточно. То есть we have plenty of time, у нас куча времени, у нас очень много времени. То есть это как еще один способ сказать a lot of, только в значении даже больше, чем нужно. Так, дальше маленькие количества. Вот здесь интересно. Так, мы используем little с неисчисляемыми, few с исчисляемыми. Но то же самое, что much, many. Вот это у нас с неисчисляемыми, это с исчисляемыми. Там a little ice cream, чуть-чуть мороженого, a few cinemas, пару кинотеатров. Ну, в принципе, можно это переводить как a little, чуть-чуть, а a few это пара, парочка. В принципе, оно уже сигнализирует о исчисляемом. Только здесь одна есть небольшая разница, даже здесь попробую так сказать. Есть разница между a little, little, a few, few. Какая? A little, a few — это как бы в позитивном таком значении, что есть немного и хорошо. То есть, да, чуть-чуть мороженого, есть немножко кинотеатров, то есть и хорошо. А вот little, a few или very little, very few даже, это значит мало. То есть я настолько занят, что у меня очень мало времени на себя, то есть не хватает. Или Сара не популярна, поэтому у нее очень мало друзей. То есть не как здесь a few friends было бы там парочка друзей и хорошо, а few friends прям мало их. Так, ну и по поводу less and fewer. Здесь такой момент. Если мы сравниваем неисчисляемое что-то, используем less. Если мы сравниваем исчисляемое что-то, сравниваем с помощью fewer. То есть, здесь в чем логика? Little less, few fewer. То есть это сравнительные формы. Так, дальше. Идем. У нас есть здесь более или меньше, чем вы хотите или нужно. Так. Тут правила такие, тут прям можно вот так вот пробежаться по примерам. Мы используем слово too с прилагательным, чтобы означать слишком. Причем это всегда имеет негативный оттенок. То есть слишком большой, слишком шумный, слишком тихий. То есть это у нас с прилагательными и наречиями идет. Дальше. Если нужно сказать слишком много чего-то, опять мы используем too much, too many. То есть, опять же, much у нас с неисчисляемым. Too much traffic, too much noise. Too many с исчисляемым. Too many tourists and too many cars. Так, здесь как-то плюс-минус. А по поводу enough, здесь вам придется запомнить, что enough у нас идет до существительного, то есть there aren't enough parks, there aren't enough trees, но после прилагательного и после наречия. The buses aren't frequent enough, the buses don't run frequently enough. То есть до существительных, но после этих прилагательных и наречий. Это тоже запоминается. Так, по поводу нулевого количества. Здесь у нас есть несколько способов, как это выразить. Самый частый — это когда мы используем слово any с отрицанием. There isn't any milk. We don't have any eggs. I don't have any friends. We don't have any time. И так далее. Вот. Но еще можно как это выразить? Можно использовать утверждение и добавить слово no. There is no milk. We have no eggs. I have no time. We have no money. И так далее. То есть так тоже можно выражать. Только единственное, что не надо добавлять и здесь отрицание, и ставить еще no, тогда будет немножко неверно. Потому что двойного отрицания, как бы в английском стараются избегать, скажем так. И последнее, слово none, оно используется само по себе, чтобы сказать нисколько. Вот используется просто вот одним словом. То есть, how many eggs do we have? None. How much time do you need? None. Нисколько. Там я уже сделал. И так далее. То есть, вот такие вот правила. Ну что ж, опять же, наверняка есть странное ощущение, как бы эти слова не, может быть, все знакомы, вы с ними работали отдельно, надеюсь, не раз, но когда они все вместе свалены в кучу, соответственно, будет весело. Поэтому рекомендую сейчас сосредоточиться на упражнениях, и уже какие-то моменты, если они не прояснились, уже прояснятся именно во время разбора упражнений, к которым мы, в принципе, и переходим. Part 3. Grammar. Exercises. So, exercise A. Choose a correct quantifier. You see 10 sentences. In each sentence, there are 2 options in bold. Your job is to choose the correct one. For example, my husband has too much or too many gadgets. Which one is correct? Gadgets is a plural countable noun, so the answer is too many. Read each sentence carefully, think about the noun that follows. Is it countable or uncountable? That will help you decide. If both options are possible, just put a tick or say both are possible. And speaking of the exercise B, find and correct the mistakes. For this activity, you will see 10 sentences. Some of them are correct, some of them have grammar mistakes. Your job is, if the sentence is correct, just say it or put a tick. If the sentence is wrong, put a cross and write the correct version. Look at the example. My nephew got lots of video games for his birthday. This sentence is correct, so it has a tick. But the next example, I don't post much photos online. This is wrong. The correct version is I don't post many photos online because photos is a plural countable noun. Read each sentence carefully, think about quantifiers like much, many, lot of, enough, too much, and too many. These will help you find the mistakes. Good luck, do it, then check. And let's go. A. Circle the correct word or phrase. Tick if both are possible. My husband has too much or too many gadgets. Gadgets, countable noun, so too many gadgets. I just have to reply to a few or a little emails. Emails, countable noun. One email, 2 emails. So a few is the correct option. Next. Do you spend much time or many time? Time is uncountable. You can't count it. So it's much. Do you spend much time on social media? My bedroom is a nice size. There is enough room, plenty of room for a desk. Actually, you can use both here. Enough room and plenty of room as well. So I put a tick. There is enough room, so it's okay. You can put a desk. Or there is plenty of room for a desk. It means like you can put it anyway. So, both options. 4. I know very few, very little people who speak 2 foreign languages. People, yeah? It's kind of countable noun. 1 person, 2 people. Here you use very few. I know very few people who speak 2 foreign languages. Oh, actually I can do it like this. 5. My brother has downloaded a lot of or lots of apps onto his new phone. Here you can use both. A lot of, lots of, or loads of. So whatever you want, it's a positive sentence. You can use both options. 6. I have some cash on me, but not a lot. So you see, it doesn't have a continue. So like a lot of what? Because after a lot of, you need a noun. Here, there is no noun. Like I have some cash on me, but not a lot. Or you can say, I have some cash on me, but not a lot of cash. You see? Okay. Number 7. Their new TV is too or too much big. Big is just an adjective. You use just too. TV is too big. Too much you use with a noun. So TV is too big, it hardly fits in the living room. 8. There are no potatoes. I forgot to buy some. You can use both options. There aren't any potatoes or there are no potatoes. Both. My niece isn't old enough old. Here, old enough. We use enough after adjectives. So old enough. To play with the game's console. I don't have a lot of or many close friends. Here is a negative sentence. Actually, preferably, you use many. But you can use a lot of actually. Preferably many in negative in questions, but it's okay to use here a lot of as well. So, I put a tick here. Now let's read the answer keys. My husband has too many gadgets. I just have to reply to a few emails. Do you spend much time on social media? My bedroom is a nice size. There is enough room, plenty of room for a desk. I know very few people who speak two foreign languages. My brother has downloaded a lot of or lots of apps onto his new phone. I have some cash on me, but not a lot. Their new TV is too big. It hardly fits in the living room. There aren't any potatoes. There are no potatoes. I forgot to buy some. My niece isn't old enough to play with the games console. I don't have a lot of close friends. I don't have many close friends. Okay, so the exercise A is done. Now, let's take a look at this exercise B. Oh, can I do it like this? No, it's... Okay. Exercise B. Are the highlighted phrases right or wrong? Correct the wrong ones. Oh, we need some corrections if necessary. My nephew got lots of video games for his birthday. It's okay. I don't post much photos, many photos. Photos are countable. How many presents did you get? A lot. Look, you can't say a lot of because after a lot of you use a noun, like a lot of presents. But here just one single answer, a lot. 2. I buy fewer ebooks than I used to because I prefer physical books. Believe it or not, it's okay. So ebooks are countable and with them we use fewer, not less. 3. There isn't no time, double negative. No. Look, there are two options. You can say there is no time or there isn't any time. But you can't say there isn't no time. 4. Please turn that music down. It's too much loud. You don't need this word here. It's too loud. With adjectives, we use just too, and that's all. There aren't many good programs on TV tonight. It's completely okay. You can say so. It's a negative sentence. Programs are countable, so there aren't many good programs. My broadband isn't enough fast. Isn't fast enough. You use enough after adjectives. I get too much emails at work. Too many. Of course, because emails are countable. Too many emails. 8. How much fruit do we have? Any. It's nonsense to use it separably here, so use none instead. Like, how much fruit do we have? None. Can you buy some? Or you can say, we don't have any fruit. There are only a little people that I can talk to about my problems. That sounds really strange. So there are only a few people, because people are countable. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, use a few. And Karen has plenty of money, so she always has the latest phone. It's completely okay, and I'm happy for Karen. Okay, now let's read the answer keys. My nephew got lots of video games for his birthday. I don't post many photos online. How many presents did you get? A lot. I buy fewer ebooks than I used to because I prefer physical books. There is no time to walk there. We'll have to get a taxi. Please turn that music down, it's too loud. There aren't many good programs on TV tonight. My broadband isn't fast enough for me to download films easily. I get too many emails at work. It takes me ages to read them all. How much fruit do we have? None. Can you buy some? There are only a few people that I can talk to about my problems. Karen has plenty of money, so she always has the latest phone. Okay, that was great. Now we need extra exercises, as usually. So let's do one more. One more exercise. Circle the correct answers. So you see, there is a text, kind of on the left, and there are some options on the right. You just choose the first option or the second option. I think the task is very, very clear. Try to do this exercise. Choose the correct option, in your opinion, and then check yourself. Here we go. So let's do it. Circle the correct answers. Shh, you're being too noisy. I'm trying to listen to the news. So 2 plus adjectives. I'm not making much noise. Noise is uncountable at all. Noise is uncountable at all. No, I'm sorry. Noise is an uncountable noun, so we use much. I'm not making much noise at all. Turn the TV up if it isn't loud enough. So, after adjectives, we use enough. Jane, you're back. How was your holiday? Fantastic. I only got back a few hours ago. Countable noun, so we use a few. Why didn't you post any photos on Facebook? I kept looking. So it's a negative sentence. This way we use any. I decided to spend less time is uncountable noun, on social media while I was away, but I still took loads of. Here is loads of. Look, you need to use here actually a lot of photos, or loads of photos, or lots of photos, but you can't use a lot separately here, because we have a noun, photos. So loads of photos. I've set the alarm on my phone for 5:30 a.m. Do you think that's early enough? Early. Early enough. Early, it's an adjective, so we use enough after an adjective. I think it's too early. Just 2 plus adjective. Set it for 6. That will give us plenty of time to get there by 7 o'clock. You can't say many time because it's uncountable. So a lot of time or plenty of time, it's correct here. Okay, Yes, I guess you're right. There should be. Traffic. Traffic is uncountable noun, so very little traffic at that time of the morning. So, okay, you're being too noisy. I'm trying to listen to the news. I'm not making much noise at all. Turn the TV up if it isn't loud enough. Jane, you're back. How was your holiday? Fantastic. I only got back a few hours ago. Why didn't you post any photos on Facebook? I kept looking. I decided to spend less time on social media while I was away, but I still took loads of photos. I've set the alarm on my phone for 6:30. Do you think that's early enough? I think it's too early. Set it for 6. That will give us plenty of time to get there by 7 o'clock. Yes, I guess you're right. There should be very little traffic at the time of the morning. Okay, next part. So 4. Have you seen my memory stick? You have lots of or loads? Of course you use lots of, because you need a particle of here, because there is a noun, memory sticks. You have lots of memory sticks. Which one? The red one, it doesn't have any files in it, but they are really... sorry. No. The red one, it doesn't have many files on it, but they are really important. So there are some. We can't say any here because there are some files kind of on it. 5. I'm updating my Twitter profile. Which photo do you think is better? I'm surprised you're still on Twitter. Do you use it a lot? So no nouns afterwards. Just use it a lot. We use it with verbs as well. Yes, why? Don't many of your friends countable, don't many of your friends use it anymore? No, none. No, none. I suppose fewer young people use it nowadays. Anyway, tell me, which photo do you prefer? Again, people. Countable noun, 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, so we use fewer. 6. I really want to buy the new Samsung smartphone, but it's too expensive at the moment. Too plus adjective. Yes, but if you wait a few months, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, countable, so a few, it will be cheaper. I know, but I have no patience. So you use I have no time, I have no money, I have no patience. In these situations, you use just no plus a noun. And none you use separately. Like, do you have patience? None. Something like that. Okay. I know, but I have no patience. I want it now. Okay, let's read. Have you seen my memory stick? You have lots of memory sticks. Which one? The red one, it doesn't have many files in it, but they are really important. I'm updating my Twitter profile. Which photo do you think is better? I'm surprised you're still on Twitter. Do you use it a lot? Yes, why? Don't many of your friends use it anymore? No, none. I suppose fewer young people use it nowadays. Anyway, tell me which photo you prefer. I really want to buy the new Samsung smartphone, but it's too expensive at the moment. Yes, but if you wait a few months, it'll be cheaper. I know, but I have no patience. I want it now. Okay, so there were the exercises. I hope you got at least something correct. Now let's continue, and let's continue practicing, of course. Part D. Talk to a partner. Are the sentences in A true for you? Say why not? There are 6 sentences about technology and digital habits. For each sentence, decide is it true for you or not. Then say why, give reasons, use full sentences, and try to use the quantifiers we just learned. A lot of too much, not enough if you know any. I will answer it first, then you can answer for yourself. Sentence 1. I used to have a lot of different gadgets, but now I use my phone for almost everything. Actually, this isn't true for me. I didn't used to have a lot of different gadgets. I have, and I've always had my computer. That's the device I use for almost everything. My phone is mostly for news and messages. What about you? Did you used to have many gadgets? Do you use your phone for everything now? Think about it. I'd like to have a better computer, but I don't have enough money to buy one right now. Yes and no. Don't get me wrong, I think everybody would like to have a better computer. But honestly, I do have enough money to buy one, I just don't actually need it because my current computer is fast enough for all my tasks. And when it comes to gaming, I play very old video games, so they don't require a powerful computer at all. Sentence 3. I spent too much time online. I think I need a digital detox. No, I don't think so. My wife is like a walking digital detox. Whenever I try to use my computer for something that isn't work, she grabs me by the neck and pushes me to go somewhere. So I get plenty of detoxing whether I want it or not. Sentence 4. I have a lot of friends on Facebook, but only few of them are close friends. Yeah, that's true for me. I can't say I have a lot of friends there, but I regularly speak to maybe 2 or maybe 3 people. That's about it. And sentence 5. I never watch TV or films on my phone because the screen isn't big enough. Well, I don't mind watching something on my phone in theory, it's just that I don't really like it. I mean, watching films or TV shows on such a small screen, that's why I almost never do it. Sentence 6. I like Apple products, but I can't afford them. I think they're too expensive. Okay, I can actually afford them. It would just use up all my savings, but I don't see the point. Like, what do I need an Apple product for? To check my messages, really? And when it comes to video editing, Adobe products work pretty well on Windows too. So something like that. Now your turn. Pause the video, go through each of the 6 sentences. For each one, say, is this true for me or not? Why? Give a reason. Try to use quantifiers in your answers. And I think good luck. This is a great practice for real conversation. Part 4. Pronunciation. O-U-G-H and A-U-G-H. A quick note before you start. These letters are very tricky in English. Why? Because they can be pronounced in many different ways. In this part you will practice these words. Do not try to learn a rule. There isn't one actually. The best way is to remember the sound for each word. Just practice. Okay, let's begin. Activity A. Group the words by sound. Look at the table. You will see 6 columns, each with a different sound symbol and a picture. For example, the horse picture represents the O sound, like in horse. Your job is to write the words from the list into the correct column. Say each word quietly to yourself. How does it sound? Does it sound like horse, up, phone, car, boot, or clock? Take your time. This is not easy, but it will help your pronunciation a lot. Activity B. Listen and check. Now listen to the audio. It will read all the words grouped by sound. As you listen, check your answers. Did you put the words in the right columns? After the audio finishes, answer 2 questions. Which sound is the most common? Look at the columns. Which one has the most words? And which 4 words finish with the F sound. Listen carefully to the end of each word. This will help you understand the patterns in these tricky words.
9.19.
Horse, oar, bought, brought, caught, daughter, thought.
Up. Ah. Enough. Tough.
Phone, oh, although.
Car. Ah. Laugh.
Boot, ooh, through.
Clock. Oh. Cough.
Activity C. Listen and repeat. Now you will hear 5 sentences. Each sentence contains some of the words you just practiced. First, just listen, pay attention to how the words with the OUGH and AUGH are pronounced. Then listen again and repeat each sentence out loud. Try to copy the rhythm and the sounds exactly. And finally, practice saying the sentences by yourself. Say them a few times until they feel natural. This will help you remember the correct pronunciation.
9.20. 1,
I bought a new iPhone, although I thought it was very expensive.
2,
My daughter's caught a bad cold.
3,
We've been through some tough times.
4,
I didn't laugh. It was a cough.
5,
You haven't brought enough wine.
9.20. 1,
I bought a new iPhone, although I thought it was very expensive.
2,
My daughter's caught a bad cold.
3,
We've been through some tough times.
4,
I didn't laugh. It was a cough.
5,
You haven't brought enough wine.
Part 5. Reading and Speaking. Okay, in this part you will read an article called 11 Ways to Tidy Up Your Digital Life. It gives you practical advice about emails, photos, apps, passwords, and more. You will learn new vocabulary, practice completing sentences, and discover words with the prefix "un", like unread, unfriend, and unsubscribe. At the end, you will discuss which tips are most useful for you. That was in short. Now let's begin. Activity A. Before you read the article, talk about your own digital life with yourself, or with a partner if you have one. There are 9 questions. They ask about photos, apps, emails, songs, friends, contacts, passwords, wallpaper, and all devices. Answer each question honestly. This discussion will help you think about the topic before you start reading. I'll do this task first, of course. How many photos do you have in your phone? Are they organized into albums? How quickly could you find a photo you wanted to show someone? I have a lot of photos. Mostly they are screenshots or photos of my cat. They aren't organized into albums because I don't see the point. And of course, I can't find a photo quickly if I want to show someone. It would take a bit of time and research. Do you have any apps on your phone that you never use? Yeah, I think there are a lot of apps that were pre-installed when I bought my phone, and it's impossible to delete them. Of course, you can delete them, but it would require hacker skills and a lot of effort. Next, how many emails account do you have? Approximately how many emails do you have in your inbox? Actually, I have 2 email accounts. One is specifically for YouTube and the other is for personal business. I'm not sure about the Gmail one, but my personal inbox has about 1,000 emails. There is a lot of spam. How many songs do you have in your phone or MP3 player? How many of them do you listen to regularly? None. As I mentioned earlier, I listen to YouTube playlists, that's all. I don't think it's a big deal to find music with all those streaming services and social media platforms. Next, how many friends do you have on Facebook? How many of them are real friends? 168 friends. Real friends, maybe 15 or so or fewer. Next, how many people in your contacts have you not contacted in the last year? I think 90% of them, they are there just in case, You never know when you might need to contact them. How many different passwords do you use? How do you remember them? A lot of passwords. I use regular sticky notes of paper for some of them. For services I rarely use, I always just reset my password if I forget it. And what's the wallpaper on your phone or computer screen? Is it one of your photos or did it come with the phone or device? On my phone, it's a selfie of me and my wife. Previously, I had changing wallpapers, a different one each time, but my wife wants to see our photo on my lock screen. Speaking of my computer screen, it's just a huge cliff with some building on it. I have no idea when or why I chose it, but it is what it is right now. Okay. How many digital devices do you have that you never use? For example, old phones, cameras, MP3 players, etc. Maybe there's a broken old phone gathering dust somewhere, and that's all. Oh, no, I have a camera actually. My friend gave it to me for YouTube, but the thing is, it can't focus automatically, so I can't film anything without a cameraman. For my work, a webcam is enough, so that's all, really. Whoa, now what about you? Pause the video, go through the 9 questions, answer them honestly, share your answers with a partner, if you have one, or with yourself. Activity B. Now look at the title of the article, 11 Ways to Tidy Up Your Digital Life. Now look at the 11 headings. They are not included in this part, but you will see them in the full article. Your job is simple. Read each heading and tick the areas where you think you need to tidy up. For example, if you have too many emails, tick Inbox Messages. If you never delete apps, tick Old software or apps. This is called predicting. It helps your brain prepare for the reading. Activity C. Now read the full article. As you read, you will see 11 gaps. Next to the article, there is a list of verbs. Answer, choose, click, delete, find, forget, keep, make, recycle, set up, update. Your job is to choose the correct verb for each gap. Read the sentence carefully. Think about the meaning, which verb makes sense. Read and listen to the whole article, and then complete the gaps. 11 ways to tidy up your digital life. A clean, tidy room makes you feel better about your home. In the same way, a tidy phone, tablet, or computer makes you feel better about your digital life. So, if your digital life is a mess, try these tips. The benefits are huge. 1. Inbox messages. Most people have too many emails in their inbox. You don't have hundreds of unopened or unanswered letters in your house, so why should you have hundreds of unopened or unanswered emails? If you can an email in less than 2 minutes, do it right away. If it will take longer, don't leave it in your inbox. Move it into Work in Progress folder and reply later. 2. Old software or apps. Uninstall software or apps that you don't use. This will a lot of more space on your hard drive or phone. 3. Photos. You wouldn't put bad photos in a physical photo album, so don't keep bad photographs or videos on your phone. Just delete them. Having poor quality photos just makes it more difficult to a good photo when you need one. 4. Music and movies. One of the best things about digital media is that you have every song and movie at your fingertips. Unfortunately, one of the worst things about digital media is that you have every song and movie at your fingertips. Any music or movie files that you're never going to listen to or watch again. 5. Facebook friends. Having too many friends on Facebook makes it more difficult to in touch with ones you really care about. You can unfollow Facebook friends without them knowing, so you won't hurt their feelings. 6. Old contact information. Contact information regularly and delete contacts you no longer need. Most people don't do this often enough. 7. Passwords. Use a password manager app like 1Password. This gives you as many different passwords as you need and remembers them for you. You'll never a password again. 8. Email marketing. If you get too many emails from companies and organizations, don't just delete them. Unsubscribe. It should only take a few seconds. Just on the unsubscribe link at the bottom of the email. 9. Email accounts. Never more than 2 email accounts, work and personal. For most people, one should be enough. 10. Desktop background or wallpaper. A simple background or wallpaper for your screens. This will improve your productivity and attention span more than you think. 11. Old digital devices. If you've been using technology for any length of time, you probably have a small collection of devices that you no longer use. Cameras, memory sticks, MP3 players, and mobiles. If you can't give them to somebody who would use them, old devices properly. Activity D. The prefix on means not, or to reverse an action. For example, unopened, not opened, unfriend, remove someone as a friend. In this activity, you will search the article to find 5 words with un. Read the 4 tips carefully and write the missing words. This will help you understand how un works in English. It is very common, especially with technology words. Why should you have hundreds of unopened or unanswered emails? Uninstall software or apps that you don't use. You can unfollow Facebook friends without them knowing. Click on the unsubscribe link at the bottom of the email. Activity E. Now you will practice making new words. Look at the list of words below. Add the prefix "un" to each word to make a new word with the opposite meaning, like clear, unclear, comfortable, uncomfortable, and so on. Then complete the 8 sentences with your new words. For example, un plus read, unread. So sentence 1, why do you have over 100 unread emails? Take your time. Some of these words are very common in everyday English. One. Why do you have over 100 unread emails? 2. If you want to undo what you've done, press Ctrl plus Z. 3. What's the difference between to unfollow and to unfriend somebody on Facebook? 4. I can't unlock my phone. I've forgotten the password. 5. The IT support person was very unhelpful. I still can't print anything. 6. I didn't answer the phone because it said caller unknown. 7. I can't set up the new router. The instructions are really unclear. 8. I hate earphones. I find them really uncomfortable. Activity F. Discuss. Finally, it is your turn to speak. Look back at the 11 tips in the article. Choose 3 tips that would be most useful for you. Then, share your ideas or share your choices and explain why. For example, I chose tip 1 because I have too many emails and never answer them quickly. I chose tip 5 because I follow too many people on social media and it's distracting. I chose tip 8 because I get spam emails all the time and I need to unsubscribe from them. Try to use the new vocabulary you learned. Unread, unsubscribe, unfollow, uninstall, and the quantifiers. Too many, a lot of, not enough, a few, and so on. Good luck with it. Now I'm going to translate this article for you. Let's hunt for vocabulary. Ну и теперь посмотрим на данную статью. 11 способов To tidy up – прибраться в вашей цифровой жизни. Чистая, убранная комната. Здесь дословно не переведешь, но как бы вы ощущаете себя лучше. Makes you feel better. Вы ощущаете себя лучше в чистой, убранной комнате. About your home. Ну, имеется в виду в вашем доме. То есть чувствуете себя лучше в вашем доме, когда комната чистая и убранная. И тем же самым способом, то есть убранный телефон, планшет или компьютер, то есть, ну, дословно делает вас ощущать лучше про вашу цифровую жизнь. Итак, если ваша цифровая жизнь беспорядок, беспорядок, попробуйте эти советы. То есть tips у нас советы. Выгода, то есть выгоды, они у нас огромные. Huge — это огромный, benefits — выгоды. Так, первое. Соответственно, inbox messages, то есть это имеется в виду счетчик входящих или входящие сообщения. Так, а давайте вот так вот приблизим. Большинство людей имеют слишком много имейлов в их входящих. Вам не нужно иметь сотни неоткрытых или непрочитанных писем в вашем доме. Так почему же вы должны иметь сотни неоткрытых и неотвеченных, электронных писем? Если вы можете ответить на письмо менее чем за 2 минуты, сделайте это сразу же. Если это займет дольше, не оставляйте, здесь leave как оставить, не оставляйте это в ваших входящих. Переместите это в папку Work in Progress. Вообще folder — это папка, то есть переместите их, то есть, как в отдельную папку, которая имеется в виду, что нужно прочитать. Вообще Work in Progress, соответственно, работа в процессе. И ответьте позже. Reply — это слово, на которое мы используем, чтобы ответить на что-то. То есть, например, на письмо. Так, второе. Удалите, получается, программы или приложения. Старые программы или приложения. Так, удалите, uninstall — это удалите программы или приложения, которые вы не используете. Это вам освободит много места на вашем жестком диске или телефоне. Will make a lot more space, то есть добавит больше места. Пусть будет так. Следующее, третье. Фотографии. Вы бы не стали хранить или класть плохие фотографии в физический фотоальбом. Имеется в виду в реальный фотоальбом, не электронный. Поэтому не храните плохие фотографии или видео на вашем телефоне. Просто удалите их. Вот так вот переведу. Имение плохого качества фотографий просто делает это намного сложнее найти хорошую фотографию, когда вам нужна она. Здесь слово one это заменяет, чтобы повторно слово фото не писать. Так, четвертое. Музыка и фильмы. Одна из самых лучших вещей про цифровые медиа — это то, что у вас есть каждая песня и фильм at your fingertips, имеется в виду на кончиках ваших пальцев. К несчастью, одна из самых худших вещей про цифровые медиа — это то, что у вас есть каждая песня и фильм на кончиках ваших пальцев. Имеется в виду их слишком много. Удаляйте любую музыку или фильмы, файлы фильмов, которые вы никогда не собираетесь послушать или посмотреть снова. Так, дальше. Пятое. Друзья на Фейсбуке. Имение слишком много друзей на Фейсбуке делает это более сложным. Keep in touch. Keep in touch — это имеется в виду связываться, то есть сохранять общение, связываться с теми, которые вам реально важны или о которых вы волнуетесь. Вы можете unfollow, то есть отписаться, по-другому, вы можете отписаться от друзей на Фейсбуке без их уведомления, то есть они об этом не узнают. Поэтому или таким образом вы won't hurt their feelings, имеется в виду, вы никак не повредите их чувства, как бы так перевести, не обидите их, не заденете их, плюс-минус, ладно, надеюсь, мысль понятна. Вообще hurt вредить, и feelings — чувства. Так, old contact information, старые контакты. Так, обновляйте контактную информацию регулярно и удаляйте контакты, которые вам не нужны. Большинство людей не делают это достаточно часто, often enough. 7. Пароли или пароли, пусть будет пароли. Используйте, то есть приложение, которое помогает с паролями по типу OnePassword. Я так понимаю, это название приложения. Это дает вам as many, то есть так много разных паролей, насколько вам нужно, и запоминает их за вас. И вы никогда не забудете пароль снова. Ну, такой вот совет. 8. Маркетинг в электронных письмах. Если вы получаете слишком много электронных писем от компаний и организаций, не просто удаляйте их, а отпишитесь, unsubscribe. Это займет у вас всего лишь пару секунд. Просто кликните на «Отписаться», ссылки в конце, получается, ботом внизу электронного письма. Так, 9. Аккаунты электронных почт. Да, никогда не регистрируйте, не заводите более чем 2 email аккаунта. Рабочий и личный. Для большинства людей один вообще, по идее, будет достаточным. 10. Это у нас это desktop background or wallpaper. Это у нас обои по поводу вот этих картинок на заднем фоне. Выберите фоновую картинку на ваших экранах. Это улучшит вашу продуктивность и attention span, это способность концентрироваться, то есть ваше количество внимания, которое вы можете сконцентрировать за какое-то время, более чем вы думаете. Странный совет. Ну ладно. 11. На старые цифровые девайсы. Если вы используете технологии любое количество времени, вы, возможно, имеете маленькую коллекцию девайсов, которые вы больше не используете. No longer use, больше не используете. Камеры, флеш-карты, MP3-плееры и мобильники. И если вы не можете отдать их кому-нибудь, кто использует их, кому-нибудь, кто их использует, recycle old devices properly. Что такое recycle? Вообще это переработка. Это имеется в виду не просто выкидывайте их на помойку, а может быть, сдавайте в определенные организации или следуйте всем правилам и предписаниям, как выкидывать старые эти девайсы. То есть имеется в виду, от них надо избавиться, но правильным способом. Но, соответственно, properly это и есть слово правильным способом, так как надо. Так, вот такая вот статья у нас. Надеюсь, стало чуточку понятнее. Вроде бы разобрались, какие-то слова можно себе выписать. И давайте двигаться дальше. Part 6. Writing. An article. Read the article about the advantages and disadvantages of Wikipedia. Then cover it and answer the questions from memory. What are the 3 advantages of Wikipedia? What are the 2 disadvantages? In general, is the writer for or against Wikipedia? Let's take a look at the answers. Question 1. What are the 3 advantages of Wikipedia? It has information about more or less everything, and the information is easy to find. So Wikipedia covers a huge range of topics. You can type almost anything into the search bar and find an article about it. The layout is simple, so you don't need to be an expert to find what you need. Next, it gives a good basic introduction to a topic. If you know nothing about a subject, Wikipedia is a great place to start. The first paragraph usually explains a topic in simple terms. It gives you the main facts before you go deeper. And it gives links and references to other sources. At the bottom of each article, there are links to books, websites, and academic papers. This makes it easy to find more information if you want to learn more. Question 2. What are the 2 disadvantages? The information is sometimes inaccurate. Yeah, anyone can edit Wikipedia. This means that sometimes people add false information, either by mistake or on purpose. You cannot always trust that everything you read is 100% correct. And you don't know who's written the articles. Articles do not have a named author. You do not know if the person who wrote it is an expert or just someone with an opinion. Sometimes articles can be biased because the writer has a personal or political point of view. And finally, question 3. In general, is the writer for or against Wikipedia? Generally for. The writer lists both advantages and disadvantages, but the language shows a positive attitude. Words like wonderful resource, excellent place to start, and easy to find out more are all positive. The conclusion says Wikipedia is a good place to start, but advises using other sources too. This is a balanced but generally positive view. Next, find and correct 10 mistakes. Now read the article again, this time look very carefully. There are 10 mistakes. Some are grammar mistakes, some are vocabulary mistakes, some are punctuation mistakes, and some are spelling mistakes. Your job is to find all 10 and correct them. For example, in the first sentence it says "a online encyclopedia," but online starts with a vowel sound, so it should be "an online encyclopedia." That's mistake number 1. Read slowly and check every word. This is excellent practice for improving your writing skills. So let's take a look at the answers. Mistake 1, we have already discussed it, so let's get mistake 2. Okay, it has become the main information source for 2 million of people every day. Actually, it's 2 million people every day without s at the end. When we use a specific number like 2, 10 or 500, the word million does not add s. We say 2 million, 10 million, 500 million. We only use millions when there is no specific number. For example, millions of people go outside that day. Something like that. Mistake 3. Okay, Wikipedia usually gives a good basic introduction. You see, usually it's a spelling mistake. Usually contains double L. U-S-U-A-L-L-Y. Mistake 4. In the other hand, there. Actually, it's on the other hand. The correct fixed expression is on the other hand. This phrase introduces a contrasting point. In the other hand is incorrect and it sounds strange, actually. Mistake 5. There is also disadvantages. Actually, there are also disadvantages. The noun disadvantages is plural. In English, we must use are with plural nouns. There is only is for singular nouns, like there is a problem. There are is for plural nouns, there are problems. Mistake 6. Oh, it's without an apostrophe. Actually, it's with an apostrophe, it's a contraction of it is or it has. Without an apostrophe, it's a possessive noun like his or her. Here the meaning is it is your only source, so we need it's with an apostrophe. Mistake 7. Okay, so written, it's a spelling mistake. The word written contains double T. Mistake 8. To conclusion, if. Actually, it's in conclusion. The correct phrase to begin the final paragraph of an essay or article is in conclusion. To conclusion is not used in English. And mistake 9, if you're looking for information. You see, if you are looking for information, it's with an apostrophe. So, with an apostrophe, it's a contraction of you are. Your without an apostrophe is a possessive adjective like my, his, her, and so on. So here the meaning is you are looking. So we need your with an apostrophe. And mistake 10, it's important to get your information. Similar pattern. Okay, after the pattern it is plus adjective, we use the infinitive. For example, it is important to study. It is easy easy to ease. No, it is easy to use and it is difficult to understand. So here we need to get. Activity C. Brainstorm ideas for your article. Now it's your turn to write. You'll write an article called Smartphones Essential for Modern Life. Before you write, you need ideas. In this activity, you'll make a list. Draw a table with 2 columns, advantages and disadvantages. Think about smartphones. What are the good things? What are the bad things? Write down as many ideas as you can. For example, advantages. Easy to contact people, many useful apps, camera is always with you. Or disadvantages can be addictive, screen can be too small, battery doesn't last long. Okay, they're actually spoilers. So, take 5 minutes and fill your table or whatever it takes. Just work with advantages and disadvantages of smartphones. Activity D. Choose your best ideas and learn useful phrases. Now look at your list. Choose the 3 biggest advantages and number them 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is the most important. Do the same for disadvantages. Next, look at the writing about advantages and disadvantages box. It gives you useful phrases for your article. So for something like to list advantages, firstly, secondly, thirdly, and so on. To list disadvantages, on the other hand, there are also some disadvantages, for example, also. To write a conclusion, in conclusion, to sum up, I think. These phrases will help your article sound organized and professional. And finally, write your article. Now it's time to write. Your article has 4 paragraphs. Paragraph 1, the introduction is already given to you. Start with, most people today have a smartphone, but are they really essential for modern life? I think there are both advantages and disadvantages. Paragraph 2, write about 2 or 3 advantages. Use your numbered list in the phrases from the box. Paragraph 3, write about 2 or 3 disadvantages. And finally, paragraph 4, write your conclusion. Do you think smartphones are essential for modern life? Essential, I hope you know what it means. It's very important. Why or why not? Take your time, write clearly, using new vocabulary and grammar you learned in this lesson. But again, writing tasks are optional. If you want, you can skip it. It's up to you. Anyway, good luck with your writing. Now let's take a look at your workbook tasks, so what to do for your homework.
9.2. 9b. Pronunciation. A. 1,
I switched it on.
2,
I updated it.
3,
I turned it down.
4,
I deleted it.
5,
I plugged it in.
6,
I switched it off.
7,
I unplugged it.
8.
I turned it up.
Теперь информация для тех, кто ищет разборы рабочих тетрадей, там, где выполнены все задания и даны мои комментарии. Заходите на любой урок по курсу Intermediate и переходите в описание. В описании первая ссылочка стоит у нас здесь Subscription to Boosty, Workbook Answer, Keys Here. Щелкайте на данную ссылочку и переходите на сайт Boosty. Далее производите регистрацию, то есть любым удобным способом. После этого вы можете оформить любую из данных подписок. В самой первой подписке Student разобраны рабочие тетради. После того, как вы подписываетесь, переходите в главное меню, где есть удобная навигация. Вот здесь English File Elementary, English File Pre-Intermediate, English File Intermediate. В принципе, то, что нам нужно. Щелкайте на данную ссылочку Workbook, вас переносит к данному посту. Там будут даны ссылки на видео с разборами рабочих тетрадей. Они будут постоянно обновляться, то есть выходит новый юнит, автоматически здесь появляются разборы и рабочие тетради. Это поможет вам лучше разобраться в домашней работе, ну а мне в свою очередь поможет продолжать выпускать данные видеоролики, потому что, ребят, честно, без вашей поддержки делать это очень-очень тяжело. Спасибо за внимание. Переходим к заключительному слову. Okay, well done, you have completed Unit 9b Digital Detox. Let's take a moment to look back at everything you achieved in this lesson. In this lesson, you learned the names of electronic devices, charger, router, mouse, keyboard, memory stick, and phrasal verbs like plug it in, switch it off, turn it down, and so on. You listened to a journalist's real experience of a 3-day digital detox, her panic, her loneliness, and finally her sense of freedom. Studied quantifiers, words like too much, not enough, a few, a lot of, so you can talk about how much time you spend online and how many apps do you use. Practice the tricky pronunciation of words with OUGH and AUGH like enough, though, caught, laugh, and learned that spelling and sound don't always match in English, unfortunately. Read an article with useful tips to tidy up your digital life, from deleting old apps to unsubscribing from spam emails. And you wrote your own article about the advantages and disadvantages of smartphones. That is a lot of progress in one unit. And look, it would be so nice if you could support me by putting a like on this video and subscribing to both the YouTube and Telegram channels. That really helps more people find these lessons. And the best thing you can do, the thing that helps me the most, is to subscribe on boosty.com. Your support allows me to keep making more wonderful lessons like this one. Now, I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching, thank you for learning with me. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye and take care.